Welcome to Clash Corner, your daily dose of chaos.
My boyfriend gave me cold sores and I can't stop feeling upset about it. I know this will probably sound silly, but my partner of 3 years has been getting cold sores his whole life, and I've never had one. Until now. I know this will probably sound silly, but my partner of 3 years has been getting cold sores his whole life, and I've never had one. Until now. Recently, he had a bad sore on his lip and kissed me repeatedly. I didn't really know what it was. I assumed he just had a cracked lip or something, but he later mentioned he had a cold sore. A couple days later, I developed the worst immune reaction. My lymph nodes swelled up painfully, and I got 2 cold sores on my lip, right next to my lip piercing that was healing from an infection. I also got stomatitis, but the doctor is unsure if it's connected to this or just happened to come along. Either way, this is making me ridiculously upset. I have no stigma about herpes, and I know I might have had the virus in my body since birth. But with regards to the timing, I truly believe my boyfriend caused the breakout, which, if I understand correctly, will from now on be followed by more breakouts throughout my life. I know there are much worse diseases, but there's something so frustrating about getting an incurable condition that I might have never had otherwise from someone I love. It feels like I lost a part of my health that will never come back. Has anyone else felt this way after getting cold sores for the first time?
Ready for more? Here comes Clash number 2.
My fiancé lost sleep over me eating fast food while pregnant. I'm 12 weeks pregnant and my fiancé didn't sleep all night because I ate a cheeseburger. I'm 12 weeks pregnant and my first trimester has honestly been awful. I can barely keep food down. The smell of most meats makes me gag and throw up. Even random things like cold air outside gets me, and at the gym if someone with a strong smell is near me it can make me start gagging out of nowhere. I feel miserable all the time. Before pregnancy, I was super healthy. I lost 60 pounds over the past year and my doctor said I was at a great weight for my age and height. I loved eating healthy, but now, I'm just trying to survive and find anything I can eat without throwing up. I've only gained about 5 pounds so far, and there are days I can barely eat at all. Yesterday I threw up eggs and sausage, tried to eat lunch and was gagging the whole time. The only thing I could actually get down later was a plain cheeseburger from a fast food place. No fries, no soda, just the burger. My fiancé saw the wrapper and told me this morning he didn't sleep all night because he was so upset that I ate fast food. He said I'm giving our baby addictive unhealthy food and it really bothered him. I tried to explain that I can't eat the way I used to right now. I miss it so much. I wish I could eat all the healthy protein I used to. But right now I have like 5 safe foods, and one of them happens to be a plain cheeseburger. I'm also trying to get medication because the nausea is that bad. Instead of support, I feel judged and stressed. He's literally losing sleep over me eating one of the only foods I can keep down. I don't know what to do. I want a partner who is supportive and understanding, not someone who makes me feel guilty for just trying to eat something. What would you do in this situation?
The chaos doesn't stop. Clash number 3.
My brother-in-law saved my marriage before it even started. I was about to break up with my wife after 9 months of dating, and I had no idea her brother was about to change everything. My wife and I met when we were teens. I had just come off of 2 very bad situations with girls who I thought were my girlfriends, but I was just their side guy. So when I met my wife, I was raw, not very trusting, but absolutely in love with her. She had a bunch of guy friends who were also obsessed with her. The worst being a guy named Bradley. I told her I didn't like him, didn't want to be in a relationship with so many other men hanging around. She begged me to be understanding, and I tried. One night she was doing something and I was alone with Bradley and my now brother-in-law in their parents' kitchen. Bradley tried the whole alpha dog thing on me, saying he'd known her longer and if I hurt her there would be consequences. I was already upset at even seeing him because we'd had an argument about him earlier that day. Some things were said. My brother-in-law just watched quietly. Bradley implied something about my wife that just made me snap. I pushed him back and said I was done with this and left. We'd been dating about 9 months by then, and I had reached my limit of all the guys in her life trying to get with her or mess with me or both. I planned on breaking up with her that day or the next, whenever I cooled off. She found me early that next morning and started apologizing and crying nonstop. Apparently, my brother-in-law told her everything and gave her a harsh lecture about her choice in friends. That seemed to finally get through to her and left me feeling terrible for making her cry. I changed my mind on ending the relationship after we spent hours talking. We've been together 16 years, married 11. But I came so close to losing something that has been so perfect because I was young and didn't know how to handle it. My brother-in-law saved my relationship with my wife. Quiet guy, doesn't speak up often, but he's the only reason I'm with her today. Have you ever had someone step in at just the right moment and change everything?
Another clash is on the way. Here's number 4.
I gave my assistant feedback after a client lunch and she started crying. I hired an assistant at the beginning of the year, and she's been doing amazing work. So when she ordered a full steak dinner at a client lunch while we stuck to burgers, I thought I was helping her by explaining business etiquette. Instead, she started crying. I hired an assistant at the beginning of the year. We'll call her Amy. Amy is great at what she does, and I already gave her a raise because I felt she was underpaid for what she was doing. I'm working on several large deals, so I gave Amy the lead on one of them. She did an excellent job. I set up a lunch appointment with that client on Friday. I told him I would be bringing Amy since she's been instrumental in their account. He didn't have a problem with this. Amy was professional, knowledgeable, and did an overall good job. The client and I were both impressed, with the exception of one thing. The client and I both ordered burgers and fries. Amy ordered a steak, well done, mashed potatoes, steamed veggies, and a side of soup. The client and I finished about the same time. It was another 15 minutes before Amy finished. Then the waitress came around and asked if we wanted dessert. The client and I both said no. Amy ordered cheesecake and coffee. I realized that I hadn't spoken to Amy about client lunches before, so after the meeting, I explained to her that it's best to follow the client's lead. If they order simple food, we order simple food. If they decline dessert, we decline dessert. If we want something afterwards, we can pick it up later. Amy did not take this well. At first, she offered to pay me back. I told her it was not a money issue. I have no problem buying her lunch, but to keep in mind it's about business. I told her I usually order wraps or burgers because they're not too messy, like spaghetti, and I can take small bites in case I'm asked a question. I can also match the client's eating speed so there's no awkward waiting on either side. Then she started crying, saying it was because of her weight. I again told her it was about strategy. I thought she had great potential and I wanted to help guide her. I then told her about some of my past mistakes. For example, ordering spaghetti and getting it all on my shirt, or once I ordered first and ordered a cheeseburger when the client was vegetarian and highly disgusted at me. She was still upset when she left. I feel like a jerk for bringing this to her attention, but my intentions were good. I feel like she has great potential. The meal didn't concern me as much as how she took instruction. Now I'm wondering if others think I was wrong for bringing it up at all. Was I wrong for giving her this feedback? How would you have handled it?
Chaos overload. Let's wrap up this final clash.
I accidentally became a gym bros pre-workout ritual. I usually just wear giant headphones at the gym and avoid eye contact. But a few months ago, one awkward moment turned me into someone's pre-workout superstition. A few months ago, this absolute mountain of a gym bro tripped over a kettlebell right in front of me. He looked completely mortified. My socially awkward brain decided to just give him a solid, acknowledging nod and a thumbs up to show I wasn't judging. He nervously laughed, walked over, and held up his hand. I gave him a high five. I thought it was just a funny one-off moment. I was so wrong. Every Tuesday and Thursday since, without fail, he finds me mid-squat, dying on the Stairmaster, doesn't matter. He tracks me down, silently holds up his massive chalky hand, waits for the high five, and wanders off to deadlift a house. We have literally never spoken a word to each other. Here's the problem. My work schedule just changed. I really need to switch my gym days to Mondays and Wednesdays. But I can't do it. I skipped a Thursday a few weeks ago, and the following Tuesday he looked so genuinely sad and confused. The high five was noticeably weaker. I felt like an absolute monster. I'm completely locked into being his pre-workout superstition. I'm currently looking up wrist braces online so I can fake an injury and break the cycle without breaking his heart. Have you ever accidentally become part of someone's routine like this?
That was today's chaos. See you at the next clash. Don't just watch the clash, join the corner. Subscribe now.